The biggest upgrade in OpenAI's new voice system is not that it has a smarter answer. It is that the answer no longer has to freeze the conversation. GPT-Live can listen while it speaks. When a question needs web search, deeper reasoning, or a tool, the live voice does not simply stall until the work is finished. It keeps the exchange moving while GPT 5.5 works on a separate path. That sounds like a model feature. It is really a full-stack architecture change. Older voice systems treated conversation like a chain of messages. First, speech became text. Then a language model wrote a response. Then text became speech again. Newer speech-to-speech models removed some of that chain, but they still needed a turn detector to decide when you were done talking. That tiny decision created a surprisingly large problem. Guess too early and the assistant cuts you off. Guess too late and the pause feels robotic. A moment of silence, a breath, or background noise could be mistaken for the end of your turn. The larger model could not begin until the detector committed. GPT-Live removes that detector from the audio path. Instead of waiting for a clean turn boundary, it continuously processes incoming audio while producing outgoing audio. OpenAI says the model can decide many times per second whether to speak, listen, pause, interrupt, or invoke a tool. This is the key distinction. Full-duplex does not mean two recordings playing at once. It means the model remains aware of the live conversation while it is speaking. It can acknowledge you with a quick wait through a pause, react to an interruption, or keep quiet when you ask it to listen. The official demos show the human consequence. Two people can speak across languages with the model translating in real time. In a noisy environment, it can focus on the intended speaker and still accept an interruption. These clips are OpenAI demonstrations, not our independent benchmark, but they show what the architecture is designed to unlock. Underneath that experience is a dedicated media fast path. Audio moves from the client to the voice model, and generated speech streams back continuously. Tool calls, product logic, persistence, and deeper reasoning sit behind an asynchronous boundary. If a search takes longer, its own result is delayed. The audio loop is not supposed to be. That separation also makes the system easier to customize. A product team can change tools, policies, or backend behavior without touching the part responsible for keeping audio smooth. OpenAI describes the live path as small, predictable, and focused only on work that must happen in real time. Then there is delegation. GPT-Live handles the conversation, while a frontier model handles harder work. At launch, that frontier model is GPT 5.5. When the task needs search or extended reasoning, the system dispatches it in the background, keeps the conversation alive, and brings the result back when it is ready. OpenAI had to make that loop fast too. It pre-creates a frontier model session when the voice session starts, pre-fills the initial context, keeps the session warm, and uses stable affinity and prompt caching. The goal is not merely low model latency. It is a useful result arriving soon enough to fit the conversation that is already happening. The rebuild went deeper than routing. OpenAI replaced a previous Python Asyncio media frontend with Go. The company says the new system's 95th percentile frame delivery matches the old system's median. WebRTC handles low-latency transport, packet loss, clock drift, and reconnects. Long conversations created another problem: state. A live session keeps accumulating context while model instances come and go. OpenAI built handoffs that warm a replacement instance, pre-fill it with the current context, run both in parallel, and cut over only when the replacement is ready. A related mechanism compacts long context without forcing the conversation to stop. Startup also received special treatment. OpenAI says Instant Connect and a transport optimization called Warp can remove enough handshake work that a session begins with a single UDP packet. This is the kind of detail that makes the launch interesting. The product improvement comes from the whole path, not one benchmark score. For users, the rollout is simpler. GPT-Live 1 is becoming the default voice model for Go, Plus, and Pro. GPT-Live 1 Mini is the default for free users. It is rolling out on iOS, Android, and ChatGPT.com. OpenAI says more than 150 million people use voice or dictation every week, so tiny changes in delay and interruption behavior land at massive scale. There are limits. OpenAI says some languages may still have non-native accents or fluency gaps. The API is planned, but the engineering post describes it as upcoming, so this is not an API tutorial. Preference and benchmark numbers are OpenAI's evaluations, not third-party validation. The system card also reports a small, statistically insignificant regression on one emotional reliance evaluation for GPT-Live 1. OpenAI has added voice-specific safeguards that can steer, interrupt, or end a response during a live conversation. Supported GPT-Live audio also carries SynthID watermarking with public and API verification tools for provenance. The larger lesson is bigger than voice. Agentic interfaces cannot feel natural if every tool call blocks the main interaction loop. GPT-Live splits presence from work. One model stays with you in the moment. Other models and tools do the heavier task behind it. That is why this launch matters. The new voice is not only talking faster. The system is learning how to keep a conversation alive while the intelligence behind it keeps working. If you want more source-grounded breakdowns of the systems behind new AI products, subscribe to TechWealth Hub. The official post, engineering article, launch page, system card, and demo clips are all linked below.